Hi everybody, this is Chi with our fitness coach, and we're going to get started with strength for cyclists at about 2 minutes. So welcome, and if you want, you can put in some questions in your chat, and throughout class I'll try to take a peek and see how you're all doing. So welcome. And if you haven't had your equipment out, you just need a set of dumbbells. Whatever you have available, if you only have one pair of dumbbells, that is fine. If you have small ones, just bring them all out and we'll kind of use them throughout class. If you don't have any dumbbells, you know, a can of paint can work, and some cans of food works fine. A backpack with some books in it works as well. So don't be discouraged if you don't have equipment. You definitely can still use resistance for this class. All right, we got 1 more minute, so we'll just hang tight and just get your space all ready, and we'll get ready to go and warm up in about 30 seconds. All right, so it's at the bottom of the hour, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Again, my name is Chi with Outdoor Fitness Coach, and this is Strength Training for Cyclists, and this is going to build off of our fundamentals class that was last week. So if you haven't attended that and I refer to stuff, please pause or maybe take a moment and go look at the fundamentals, because we do go into some deeper information about certain exercises, muscles, and just some awareness. So with that said, let me just give you an overview of what this next session will look like and how it's going to work in the timeline. Originally it was 30 minutes. It might be closer to 35. So I did want to add a core burner at the very end, which I think will be a lot of fun. So we're going to start with a warm-up. It takes about a few minutes. I'm really support and really advise with a warm-up. I've been sitting in a chair for most of the day, and we're on bikes, and so our bodies are not ready to move in full ranges of motion and the demands of the class. So it's really important that you get your body, your heart rate up a little bit, and you do the motions that you think you're going to be doing for your workout. So not only by think, but if you plan to do push-ups, you should do something for your shoulders. If you're going to do squats, you should open up your hips. So that's what I need to focus on. And then we have 2 sets of workouts. For 2 different reasons. One is I want to get a lot of exercises in, but I want to make sure we go through them very systematically, very clearly. I just don't want to like throw 8 exercises out there and hard for you to follow me, or maybe you need to slow down. So they're 2 separate ones, but the other reason is I want to show you 2 different ways to train, and that way one feels better for you, or you have now 2 different workouts that you can kind of complement throughout the week. And the last is the ab blaster. So that's going to be all core exercises, all really good for cyclists. And one is their combination of like actual movement, and then isometric, where you're just holding it. We're going to get the front and the size of your waist. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. And this is usually when I go to any questions, but I can't really see. Or if you have any questions, please use the chat, and I will try to peek in. So to warm up, we're just going to start in march in place and using the arms and the legs. And we're just going to do this for a little bit here, so that, again, we're just going to open up our hips. We're going to use our arms. All right. So if you could march in place and do shoulder circles at the same time, go ahead and do that. If that feels kind of weird for you, then you can kind of like do one arm at a time. So this is like a little back stroke here. All right, let's go for another 3 on each side. It's like patting your head and rubbing your stomach at the same time. Okay, so let's do some shoulder circles. So we're going to reach all the way up, shoulder shoulder base together, reach back, and come back. So breathe in. So opening up the front of the chest. Again, this is also to complement, especially if you have been in front of the computer or cyclists, if we're in front of a bike for lots of hours throughout the week, these muscles get really tight. All right, we're gonna step back with our right leg. And just let's go ahead and pause here. Just gonna open up our hip flexor. Just get a little bit of a stretch. Now I want you to bring your right leg in front of you, hold, and then bring the shin towards your chest. So stretching our back here. Okay, we're gonna do that again, but this time we're just gonna step back, drop your back knee, come up, pause, and hold. So let's do that 5 times total, so 3 more times. Step back, bring your knee into your chest, hold. 1 more time, step back, bring the knee into your chest, and hold. Okay, step back with that right leg again. Go ahead and soften it down to the ground. Drop your hips a little bit more. Bring both hands on the inside of that left leg, and just drop your hips. So one of our workouts today, well, let me kind of explain the first set of exercises that are coming up. We're gonna work our hips with a squat. I'm gonna do a front squat. Then we're gonna do a plank row, which hits your back and your abs. Let's go ahead and sit together. And let's do the same thing with the other leg, and I'll just keep sharing what we're gonna do in our first set of workouts. All right, so step back with your left leg, hold. And then so we're gonna do squats and then plank row. And then from there, we're gonna work on our hip hinge, our deadlift. Go ahead and bring that left knee, your left knee into your chest. Go ahead and step back. And then back into your chest. Step back. And then 1 more time, step back. Plug your knee into your chest. And let's go ahead and step back, drop that knee. Both hands on the inside and soften your hips down. Then we're gonna work on our hip hinge. We're gonna do the deadlift. And then we're gonna end with a 1-arm chest press. So that's gonna be our workout A. All right, so go ahead and step together. We're gonna work on our squats. And during our foundations class, I used this stick and I had you reach out. So if you have a stick, or if you don't even have to have a stick, bring your arms out, draw your shoulder blades together just enough to keep your chest open. Your feet are a little bit wider than hip distance. You're gonna come back and squat and then come on up. Okay. So let's do 5 squats. This is all part of our warm up. And you're going through a full range of motion. So I have a chair here or a box, and you can use a chair to kind of see how far you can go. Pull your hips back. If you don't have a box, that's okay, but it is a nice tool to have. Okay, so go ahead and come to a squat. Stay down. Bring your hands to the mat. Walk your hands all the way forward to a plank, and then come as far forward as you can. Walk it back. Drop your hips, come into a squat. I like to press my knees out a little bit here. Then come to a forward bend and roll up. Let's do that again. Arms out in front. 5 squats. As you come down, draw those knees over your feet beside your feet. In fact, you should have your feet really firm into the ground. Press those heels down. So feel your big toe down. 1 more squat. Okay, stay here, hands to the floor. Walk it out into a plank. From here, walk it even further, as far as you can comfortably with your shoulders. Go ahead and walk it back. Soften your knees. Come into that squat. And then roll it up. Whew. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get ready for our workout. That was our warm-up set. And we're going to, let me go ahead and show you the workout, just briefly. And then the first round, I'm going to do it again, explain it. If you know what you're doing, go for it. So the first set of exercises, or the first workout, is going to be a circuit. So it's 30 seconds with a 15-second in between. And the 30 seconds is a good amount to do 8 to 12 reps. So this kind of strength training is getting the foundation of our body ready. So it's not a really heavy weight where you're only going to get 5 reps in, and you're not doing such a light weight that you're going to throw in 15 to 20 reps. If you are finding yourself doing that many reps in that amount of time, you can I'll show you some alternatives to slow you down, whether it means adding more weight, moving a little slower, or going through a full range of motion. So that's really key. So 30 seconds on, 15 seconds off. That's going to be our tempo. And that's a good thing also for me. I'm really bad at counting. I will miscount, and then all of a sudden we're doing a lot more reps than we need to. So with that said, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start the time in a moment. And we're going to do a front squat. So you're going to choose a weight. If you've never done anything with weights before, I would do the first set without any weight. But let's say you have a weight, you can have 10 pounds. You're going to do a front squat. So the weight is going to stay at your collarbones. And you're going to come down and squat, and then come straight up and squeeze at the top. So again, you're going to pull your hips back is strong, and then come up and give yourself a squeeze at the top. Front squat. If you have 2 dumbbells and you want to make it heavier, by all means, you can have both weights at your chest, come to a squat, and come up. Okay, the second one is a plank row. You're going to come into a plank position, and you have a couple of options here. So strong legs, strong glutes. My legs are in a V. You're going to row. You can either row just with one hand, or you can alternate row. If that's too much, you can also do it on your knees. So make sure your hips are dropped. You're going to do a row and then alternating row. The third one is a hip hinge, which is an RDL. And as I mentioned in our foundation class, it's important to have your back flat. So you're going to hinge forward, come up, and squeeze. So make sure you have it alignment in place. You're going to have your hands on your dumbbells, and you're going to lower down, come up, and squeeze. And then the last one is a one-arm chest press. So you're just going to use one dumbbell at a time. You're going to lay in a bridge position. Your hips are up, and you're going to do one arm. Okay, here we go. So I'm already warmed up. I'm going to take off this top, and we're going to do 3 rounds together. So go ahead, and timer is going to go here. So first thing is front squats, followed by plank row. All right, ready? Are you ready? Get set, and we're going to go here. All right. So I have 10-pound weights. I'm going to use both of them for right now. Coming down to a squat, and then coming up and squeezing. Squat and up. So I'll count the first out reps just to kind of see how your tempo is. It's a slow and controlled. So there's 5 reps. I kind of started not right at the 30 seconds. And there's my timer. So that was about 7, kind of about being closer to 8 reps. This is kind of what I was hoping for, 8 to 10 reps. So we're going to do a plank row next. We got 5 seconds to go. 3, 2. All right, so legs in that V position. I'm going to do the alternating row. So right and left. So I'm using 10 pounds. I may go up to 15 on the next round. I'd rather start a little lighter than heavier and either have that form or potentially injure myself. All right, we have 8 seconds. In this exercise, keep both glutes really squeezed so that you do not let your back sway. Next one is RDL. We're going to do the hip hinge. So this one is really important for cyclists, but also really important to do it right because you can have potential injury. All right, let's go together. So 30 seconds. Lower down to about your shin. Come up and squeeze. Push the hips back. Back is flat. Come up and squeeze. So the importance with this one is knowing where you want to, and you want to get the muscles and hamstrings to be engaged. So when you squeeze all the way to the top. All right, last one is our one-arm chest press. So we're going to do 30 seconds on each arm. And for this one, I'm going to add a little bit more weight just because I know that I can do this weight. So lay on your back, hips are up, coming down and up. The whole time, the glutes are squeezed and you're looking straight up. So you might be saying, gee, why am I doing one arm at a time? I can just do both arms at a time, and it would make my workout go so much faster. There's a lot going on here. Using your core, that's 30 seconds. So take a pause. We got 15 seconds, and then we get to switch. So it's kind of like a bonus for us. There's not much to do in between. All right, so I'll finish my sentence in a second. So arm is up. I like to have my hands on your hips. Squeeze, booty engaged, back is engaged, core is engaged. So doing a movement or an exercise with one arm is really important for control and overall strength. It's actually easier sometimes to do both arms at the same time. So with this exercise, you are working your chest, but you're also working your glutes because they're holding you up, and you're working your obliques because the body wants to rotate every time you bring that arm down. Okay, that's round one. Go ahead and come on up. We have a little, like 10-15 seconds between sets. I was actually going to put the timers so you guys are aware of the time and know that I am part of the reason sometimes people think, trainers, you guys just make up this time. And sometimes we do. So I don't even know if you can see that, but the timer is there. So here we go, squats, front squats. So the weight is at your chest. Let's go ahead and go, 30 seconds. Come up and squeeze. So I just went up in weight. This is definitely much more challenging for me. This is a total of 30 pounds. And squeeze. Breathe in. Press into those heels. Squeeze. You have 7 seconds. Stay by the bell, huh? That's a good one. Okay. Next up is plank row. My 10 pounds on this one. I like to make sure that my hips are in alignment. So I'll show you from the front view. Legs are in a V. The finger just went off. And I'm really focusing not just on my upper back, but my glutes. So when I lift my right arm up, I'm really making sure my left glute is engaged. When I bring my left arm up, my right glute. I know my hips like to swivel, so I have to be really, really focused. Good. That's the bell. All right, 2 more exercises. We got the RDL, and we have the chest press. All right, grab your weights. Get your alignment. Your feet are about hip distance apart. Slight bend in the knee. Pull the hips back. So last time I was doing this exercise, I said make sure you know where you're feeling it. As you come down, you're controlling your speed with your hamstrings and your glutes, and you're squeezing them to pull yourself back up. Your back is definitely being used just to help your alignment, but you're not pulling with your back. Conversely, your abdomen is tight the whole time. All right, chest press. We're starting with our right arm. We're going to start with the left. Doesn't matter, right? They both can get used. But all right, left arm up. Hips are up. And then here we go. You can also do this on a bench. You can do this on a BOSU. You can do this on a stability ball. You're doing it on a stability ball. You just want to make sure that you are in control. You don't want the weight to fall on you or lose balance. So even though it's a circuit, sometimes circuit is synonymous with like going really, really fast and lightweight. I'm using it more as a way to just keep the tempo of the class going and the workout. So if you have a little bit of time, it's a really good way, an efficient way of getting a workout. Okay, right arm up, hips up, ready, and let's go, 30 seconds. Breathe in, breathe out. The booty is squeezed. And not just squeeze, but you're going to scoop that tailbone under, so your tailbone is reaching towards your heels. Where are we at? About 4, 5 reps, 6. I can't even see the timer. You guys see the timer. I'm assuming it's about 5 seconds. There's the timer. All right. We're going to get like a 20-second break. And then we're going to do our last round. All right, how are we doing? You guys have any questions? No questions so far. All right, we have 20 seconds. All right, you can give me a thumbs up if you're feeling good. You can grab a sip of water. We got 10 seconds, and then we're going to go on to our last set for this workout number 1. All right, ready. Last one, front squat. So weight is in front. Control throughout the whole movement. So control the way down and up. Right, plank, go. A lot of good movement today. Isometric and concentric and eccentric, actually. All right, get ready for plank row. All right, RDLs and then chest press. We have 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and let's go. So whenever you're doing exercise, think about where your feet are all the time. Make sure they're both pointing in the same direction or wherever your intention is, whether they're pointing slightly out. And when it's your back, keep pulling the shoulder blades back, up towards the ceiling as you bend forward. Come up to a full extension of your hips. Last one is chest. All right, last one. So again, you can't see your feet, but we're assuming that they're consistent. We're assuming they're both pointing in the same direction. Really important that you are in the right alignment. You don't want your feet too close together. That may bother your lower back. You can also make this one a little bit more challenging by bringing one leg up. You just have to organize your feet a little bit differently, but that is a great exercise as well. Breathe in, breathe out. All right, rest your hips. Switch the weight. Be careful. You don't want to drop it on your face. To prepare, your arm is out. So your elbow is straight. When you bring it back, you need to bring it out to the side or slightly tucked in. Okay? Hips are up, out to the side, or slightly tucked in by your waist. When you come up, it's not like you're going to punch violently, but you'll really bring those knuckles up towards the ceiling, extending through the arm, through the chest. That really gets the chest muscle. especially if you're downhilling or gravel and you have a lot of suspension and like trying to maneuver through rocks. Having a strong chest and shoulders is really, really important. Okay, awesome. Not too bad, right? So in that sequence, you had a squat, so a knee dominant exercise, that's the front. We had the back, you pulled, right? We did a plank row. We did a hip hinge, so we worked the back side of the body, and we did a chest press. So we just actually got the whole body, and we used a lot of core for stability throughout the whole, through the whole workout. So that was set number 1. And now we're going to go and go through step number 2. And that did not take very long. I think maybe that took like 8 minutes. This next exercise is called an AMRAP, and it actually is exactly 8 minutes. I chose that time because it gave me 2 minutes to explain it and 8 minutes to do the workout. And what we're going to do, so an AMRAP means I set the timer, or you set the timer, and you pick a sequence of exercises. I'm just looking for the timer that I had set up for this. And I named it just so there it is. So you go through the sequence of exercises until the timer runs out. And you're like, well, how many rounds do I do? Well, you do as many as you can, as many rounds as possible. We're going to go with 10 reps. So this gives you the chance to, if your weight is really light, you can go up to 12 reps. If your weight is really heavy, you can go to 8 reps. So let's say you can do, we're not doing push-ups. Let's say we do push-ups and you can only do 8. That's fine. Don't worry about the other 2, or you can do 2 on your knees. Okay, so let's just go ahead and talk about what the actual workout is. There's actually 3 exercises. We're going to do a lunge, and you're going to step back and come up to balance. Okay? So step back and come up to balance. You're going to do 10, and then you're going to switch legs. And I have some alternatives here to make this more challenging, one way or the other. Okay? So we have that. So we'll do 10 on each leg. Then we're going to do a bent over reverse fly. Now, if you have, so I have these 5-pound weights. Your reverse fly is going to be up. Then make sure that you're not going to use your body and like start pumping your arms and your body like you're going to fly away like a bird. You want to be pretty still here and reach out until your arms are a T and back. If it gets too heavy, you bend your elbows 90 and you come out and lead with your elbows. If that still gets too heavy, you can drop the weight. Keep going. If all you have is a heavy weight, so let's say you're I have 15 pounds. What am I going to do? You're going to do a bent over row. You're going to squeeze and pull the elbows up. Pull up. Now we just did a row, so it's an extra row, and you're using both arms at the same time, but it's important to get that movement. Another thing about the bent over row, if that's what you're choosing, you can also do with your elbows out. And I encourage that for those bikers, not bikers, that you do a lot of jumping and you're going to bring the weight in towards you. It's much better to be in that position. If you are used to biking with your elbows in, then I want you to do it more in the position that you have yourself on the bike. Last one, kickbacks. So you're going to balance. Okay, so kickbacks is a tricep exercise. I encourage you to try to get a light weight, or you can just do one arm at a time. I'll tell you why. I want you to balance on one leg and give me 10 reps, and then switch sides and give me 10 reps. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get started because we're going to run out of time. 8 minutes. Okay, we are probably going to get around 3, maybe 4 rounds. I'm going to do the first one just like I explained it, and then I'm going to add some spicy options if you want to, okay? All right, here we go. On your mark, we're starting with the lunge. Get set. And go. So, with the lunge, you're going to drop your back knee. You're going to come up. Just like we did in our warm-up, you're just not going to hug your knee into your chest. So this is 3. We're doing 10 reps per side. 4. I'm going to kind of go light. If this bothers your knee, then you may just drop slightly and come up. Okay? So I'm going to call that 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, other side. So this is an important exercise. This is going to start getting us more ready, more prepared for the one-legged squat. So you're supporting yourself with this front leg the whole time. Yeah, you can probably feel your quad, but you also feel your glute. Your ankles are moving. I'm going to call that 10. All right, bent over reverse fly or bent over row. I'm going to go with the reverse fly for this one. So hinging forward, back is flat like we did on the RDL, the deadlift. So coming out parallel to the floor. 1, 2, 3. Just like with the squat, just let every exercise control on the way up and on the way down. Not too fast. If anything, arrow on the side of slow. So this type of workout is not necessarily designed to get your heart rate up. This is not a HIIT workout. This is not like a high intensity exercise. This is strength. This is for you to work your muscles and get stronger in your body. Okay, now you can see why I don't do a lot of rep counting because I lose track while I'm talking. Okay, reverse fly. Now the kickbacks. So hinging forward. Let's go ahead and balance on our left leg. So now we're going to isometrically hold that deadlift. And let's do 10 kickbacks. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so let's switch sides. So this is one where I may go, you know what? It's going to be 18 tricep kickbacks. What did I say? 16. I'm sorry. We're going to be doing 20 on each side. We can reduce this down to about 8 reps and then get 16. That seems like a good number for our little triceps today. How about we do that? All right. Democratic vote. Woo! All right. Round 1. We have about 5 minutes left. So let's go ahead and spice up the lunge. Not a optional, so if you don't want to, no problem. Grab a weight. I have your 10 pounds. If you have 15, just be very mindful here because this is very challenging. You're going to step back and come up. If that's okay, you're going to reach down to your shoelaces. That's just going to create a little bit more intensity in that booty. All right. 6, 7, 8. I'm pausing at that top. You're in a full extension, using that glute. All right, switching sides. So if you're going faster than me, that's fine. If you're going slower, that's fine. Go at a pace that works for you, that you are going to get the benefit. So we're halfway. We have 4 minutes to go. 2. And 1. Okay, so for those who aren't doing the bent over row, I'll do this one with you, a little heavier weight. I can't do reverse flying at 10s. I like to have my feet a little bit closer together. Knees are bent. And I'm going to do it alternating, because I'm going to do them all next to my elbows. I'll do the next one like a down dog. So pulling up and squeeze. Back is flat. Pull up, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and down. 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. And 10. All right, so tricep kickbacks. Balance on one leg. Remember, we switch this up to 8 and 8, just so that our triceps have a total of 16 reps, not 20. So balancing on our leg. This other leg is parallel to the ground if you can, but it's kicking up. So the both legs are engaged. Gaze forward. If you use your ground to drop your foot. Here we go. 1. These are triceps to support ourselves on the bike, especially for those long rides or a lot of downhill. 7, 8, and then switching sides. If you have heavy weights, I would just do 1 at a time, and then just get your feet in, since that's pretty intense with a heavier weight. I did go to Target yesterday, and I saw small dumbbells, 10, 12, 15, so if you don't have any, they are out there. Okay, awesome. We got a minute and 45 seconds left. One more, let's keep going. So here's another option. You can stick with the same one with the weight, but you can drop down, touch your shoelaces, come up and hop. What? Yes, and plyometrics. 3, 4. You don't need much equipment to get a great workout. 6 is definitely a burner for the quads, so don't do this if you have a big ride tomorrow. Okay, woo. Switching legs. 2, 3. Don't have to get very high. And again, if this bothers your knee, just modify it. You can still keep going. 6, 7. Oh, I'm gonna feel this in my booty tomorrow. 8, 9. Woo. Big step there. Okay. Bench over row. Downhill stop. Feet close together, hinging forward and out. So this is going to get more of your rear delt. The delt is a pretty little shoulder cap, and it's used to keep your posture. This is also getting your rhomboid, the muscle between your shoulder blades, your trapezius also as well. Not as much, definitely a lot more rear delt. Let's just finish off the time here. 6, 5, 3, 2. Woo. Okay. All right, so the best is last. I think I have 2 minutes to explain my next bit, and then we are done, guys. We're going to go have a good dinner, yeah? So, oh, sure. It set me off right away. I paused it. Okay. Last bit of exercise. I'm going to push the thing down, and we're going to do the core burner. So, oh my goodness, this is going to be so much fun. You're going to talk about this, not your friends. I'm going to be whining and complaining, so I promise not to be too whiny here. So we're going to do dead bug. This is in our foundations. I'm moving all my equipment out of the way so I can face this way. Once I set the timer, we're going to go, and it's going to take us through the whole thing. So I'm going to show you the core exercises, and that way you can do the equipment. So lay on your back. There's going to be an arch in your back. I want you to pull your navel in and out as tight. Your head is up. This is a dead bug. You press firmly into your hands, and then you're going to bring your right arm and left arm parallel to the floor and switch. The whole time, pressing the abs in tight. I think I mentioned in my foundations that this is really hard, so I have to adjust every time just to make sure I'm in alignment. Okay, dead bug. Mountain climber with a hold. Oh, I love this. Okay, a lot of people do mountain climbers, and it just makes me cringe because their alignment in their shoulders is not good, but it's a good exercise. So hands are underneath your shoulders, so they're like this, okay? Nice strong hands. You're going to do 3 mountain climbers. On the 4th one, you're going to pause. So right, left, hold. Right, left, hold, okay? Keeping the shoulders over the hands. If you have bad wrists on your forearms, it's just fine. It's actually a little harder. All right, then we're back to our booty. It's called a V sit. So you're going to have your legs in this V position, or your body thighs. So don't lower your back like this. Don't bring your knees too close to you. And then you're going to have your arms in front of you, and you're going to put the weight and reach out, back together, and reach out. Okay? And your body's going to want to rotate, so that's the thing, it's using your obliques. The last one is a side plank. So this one's going to be tricky because we're going to have to split it between right and left. But it's a good exercise. So on your form, watch it, your shoulders, lift your hips, and we'll play around with the side plank, okay? All right, so, what's the format sheet? 10 seconds. In between every exercise, you get 10 seconds. Then we're going to go 20, 30, 40, just kidding. 10, 20, 30, then 20, 10. All right? So now I need to set this back. Just enough. So all you need really is a mat and a small weight. Okay. So 10 seconds of dead bug. No problem, right? We got this. All right. Ready, set, and go. 10 seconds. So the first round is kind of like our warm-up round, right? Kind of getting our feet wet. Maybe 3 reps, no big deal. Okay, that's 10. I didn't even get 2 reps. Okay, next is the mountain climbers. So go ahead and flip on over. Ready, set. Okay, right, left, right, hold. Right, left, right, hold. Right, left, right, hold. Right, left, right, hold. Good, and we'll switch that up. We'll make the other one the hold too. All right, V-sit. Have a seat. Get your weight. Here we go. Reach. Okay, how can you make this harder? How can you make this easier, Chi? Well, I'll tell you the next ones, okay? 3, 2, and 1, and then side plank. Let's go on our right elbow, so that way next time we go on our left. All right, right elbow. There we go, 10 seconds. So with this, you can't really see it with my shirt. You're pressing this hip up. Your shoulders are stacked. Your hips are stacked. Your thighs are pressed together. So go ahead and rest. Okay, so starting from the top again, we get a small break, like 10 seconds, I believe. Yeah. Okay. So go ahead and lay on your back. We're going to go 20 seconds on the dead bug now. Ready? Okay. We'll just wait that out. Oh, I know why. I did the side plank on both sides. Smarty pants. Okay, well, let's just get going this time on our deadlift. On our dead bug. Dead bug. Okay, press into your hands. Here we go. 20 seconds. Really press into the arm. Right arm, left leg, press and reach. Draw that belly in towards your waist. All right, go ahead and rest. Next up is the mountain climbers. So let's start with our left leg. Ready. Okay, left, right, left, hold. Left, right, left, hold. Left, right, left, hold. Shoulders over your wrists. All right, next up is the V-sit. So, sit on your back. Sit on your bottom, grab your weight. All right, here we go. So if you can make this harder, you can use a heavier weight. You can also lift one leg up, 5 seconds. You can lift both legs up. Awesome. Okay. Cycling. 20 seconds. So let's go ahead and use our left side. We are going to end up using both weights. All right. So nice and strong. Waist is up. Lift those hips. 4. Woo. All right. So make the time for both sides. So let's go ahead and go to the other side. All right. Here we go. So this side gets an extra bonus. 5 seconds. 4. All right, go ahead and rest. Okay, back to the top. Now we're going to do 30 seconds. Then our rest gets shorter. So into the deadlift, sorry. All right, get ready. 3, 2, and 30 seconds. This is our longest interval set. This is one of the best exercises. Well, I think all 4 of them are really good for different reasons. For your core, for biking. So you're really, really focusing on bringing your abs in towards your back. You're using your hips with your core, which is very much in cycling. There's that 30 seconds. Whew. All right, mountain climbers. So we're going to do right, left, hold, and then left, right, hold. Here we go. Right, left, right, hold. And then left, right, hold. So just alternate them. So when I do these types of exercises, there's one in particular, I think of like those tight hills, those punchy climbs that you have to really, really engage the core and bring the shoulders down and really bring the knees into your chest. All right, be set. Here we go. So from the side view, so this is using the obliques without the rotation. You're actually using them to stabilize yourself. All right, last one, cycling. Okay, this is going to be 30 seconds. It's going to be a little bit longer. We're going to add a few variations just so that you have some options. Okay, so all the way up, make sure your alignment is good. If you're having trouble just being here, drop the back knee or drop both legs and stay up. If you're okay here, again, we're burning up our shoulders. I'm doing this on purpose. Having good shoulder stability is really important. Add a twist. And if you're twisting, don't go super fast. Just bring it nice and slow. Rotate. Oh, that feels so good. And then lift your hips. Let's go ahead and go on the other side. So the alignment is going to be the first and foremost. Having your upper form, going through the range of motion. Here we go. So lift up. Everything's in one straight line. Rotate. Come up. Press your hips up. Squeeze those glutes. Rotate. Three. Okay, so we're going to go through the full set of exercises, 20 each. We drop in the rest in between, so it's going to go super, super fast. All right, 20 seconds starting with the deadlift. Here we go. Each time you go through this, see if you can get a little bit cleaner, bigger range of motion. All right, that's your 20. Remember, I guess it's the last step that I limited. Okay, mountain climbers. Here we go. Hold. Hold. Keep those toes up off the ground. Punching up those hills. There you go. That's the time. Reset. So I'm only using 5 pounds. That is plenty for me. I guess I can make this a little harder by not using the other arm to counterbalance. If it bothers your back, you can always come up for a couple breaths, do a couple of reps, and then proceed. Okay, side plank. Here we go. So I'm just going to start with my left. So adding the twist. Another option here you can also do is do it on your hand. So this, what happens here is the stability is gone as much. So before you had your forearm, now you're pressing straight through. This is more like a yoga pose. You can definitely do whatever side plank challenges you, works for you. Here we go. So the hands are spread out. If you're going to use the hands, spread out your fingers. So I'm showing you all these options because assuming you're as a cyclist, you don't work out or do a lot of strength training, I want you to know that these are all tools that you have. But when you're doing your workout, try to keep it systematic. Make notes of what you do so you know what to do next time. Okay, now last one. Here we go. 10 seconds, 5 seconds in between. That's it. Ready, set. Oh, sorry. That's my our rest break. That's okay. We can get a head start on the dead body. Okay, pull your navel in, press into your arms. Here we go. Make each rep count. You got this. 3. All right, 5 seconds. Mountain climbers. Let's just do the mountain climbers. Let's go. Hands underneath your shoulders. Go. Punch those heels. Climbing up. Shoulders away from the ears. Strong core. All right. Knees in. And go. Keep that core so strong. That's your 10. Last one. Side plank, 10 on each side. Do whichever one you like the most or the one that you found the hardest. 10 seconds. 3, 2, and switch. So you can flip. I'm doing it this way so I can keep seeing you. And go. Awesome, that's it. Oh, what an amazing workout, right? So we got all the body parts, we got our abs. We didn't get our biceps, but when you do rowing, when you row, you do get some arms in there as well. We got a lot of good back stuff. We got some chest, we got some shoulder stability, the big muscles for us to ride. We got tons of hip pins with bridge, RDLs, lunges, squats. So all those are really important to get your hips stronger, get your quads stronger, get your knees stronger. And then if you do have knee pain, a lot of people who ride, it's because they can't walk or run. Do what feels right, but make it each rep count. And I trust you, you're gonna get so much stronger and you're gonna feel so good. So let's go ahead and do a quick stretch. So lay down in front and just get up there, sit up nice and tall. Let's get a stretch in the back of the calves. Let our heart rate come down. All right, let's go ahead and bring our legs behind us and let's get a stretch through our hip flexors. So just a little baby cobra. Lift the chest, lift the belly. Go ahead and lay all the way down. Bring your right arm in front, reach back for your left foot, and heel to hip. Just a nice, gentle stretch for your quad. Let's go ahead and switch. Left arm in front, reach back. Oh, your quads are taking in and love this stretch. Downward dog, hands underneath your shoulders, press your hips up, go ahead and pedal it out. Walk your feet in towards your hands, come into another forward bend this time, kind of working more of our lower back and our upper back, so shake out your head. roll it. Woo. Awesome, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you had a great workout. I sure did, and we'll see you again next time. Bye.